The server rooms sting. Buckle up, revenge enthusiasts, for a tale so delicious it'll leave you cackling. I'm Karen, a 52-year-old IT manager, and this is how I turned my boss's cold-hearted betrayal into a corporate catastrophe he'll never forget. After 18 years of loyalty, he axed my entire department without warning. He thought he'd walk away, unscathed. Little did he know, I held the keys to his digital kingdom, and I wasn't going quietly. This is pro-level payback with a side of poetic justice. I'd been with TechTrend, a software company in Austin, since 2007. I started as a junior sysadmin, climbing to IT manager, overseeing a team of 12. We kept the company's servers humming, secured client data, and built the backbone for their flagship CRM software, which powered 60% of their $300 million revenue. My team was the unsung heroes, fixing crashes at 3 a.m., thwarting cyber attacks, you name it. Our CEO, Linda, valued us. But when she retired last year, in came Victor Kane, a hotshot exec with a reputation for streamlining. Victor was all flash, Rolex, slick suits, and buzzwords like synergy. He saw IT as a cost center, not a lifeline. Rumors swirled he wanted to outsource our department to a cheap overseas firm to impress shareholders. I tried reasoning with him, showing stats on our uptime, 99.9%, and cost savings, $2 million annually from in-house fixes. He'd just smirk and say, "Numbers don't tell the whole story, Karen." I smelled trouble but kept my team focused. Then, on a rainy Friday, Victor called us to the boardroom. No agenda, no warning. He stood there, smug as ever, and announced, "Your department's being eliminated. Outsourcing's the future. You're done by end of day. No severance, no thank you for 18 years. Just a cardboard box for my stuff." My team was shell-shocked. One guy, Mike, had a baby on the way. Another, Priya, had just bought a house. I was livid but kept my cool. Why? Because Victor had overlooked one critical detail. I controlled the server room. TechTrend's IT infrastructure was my domain. I designed our server architecture, implemented encryption, and managed access keys. Most importantly, I'd set up a proprietary backup system for the CRM software. It wasn't just cloud-based. It relied on an on-site master key, a physical server I'd nicknamed Fort Knox. Without Fort Knox, the CRM couldn't function, and only my team knew how to access it. Victor, in his rush to cut costs, hadn't audited our systems. He assumed outsourcing would be plug and play. Big mistake. 2 years ago, I'd also pushed for an employee IP clause in my contract after a colleague got burned at another firm. It stated that any proprietary system I developed, like Fort Knox, remained partly mine unless TechTrend paid a transfer fee. Linda had signed off, but Victor? He hadn't read the fine print. I had leverage, and I was about to wield it like a digital sledgehammer. I didn't want to destroy TechTrend. My team had built it, but I wanted Victor to pay. That night, after security escorted us out, I called my lawyer, Rachel, a former colleague who specialized in tech contracts. She reviewed my IP clause and grinned. "Karen, you've got them by the servers." We drafted a letter to the board, claiming ownership of Fort Knox's codebase and demanding $3 million in transfer fees, or I'd disable access. But first, I needed to show Victor the stakes. My team had admin credentials, which Victor hadn't revoked. Sloppy move. Using a secure VPN, I logged into Fort Knox and scheduled a maintenance window for Monday at 9 a.m., set to lock out all CRM access for 24 hours, unless I entered a bypass code. I emailed the board, CCing Victor, with a polite heads up. Due to my termination, I'm invoking my IP rights. CRM access may be impacted unless we resolve this. I also tipped off a tech blog anonymously. TechTrend's CRM at risk after IT layoffs. By Sunday, Twitter was buzzing, and TechTrend's stock dipped 8%. Monday morning, the CRM went dark. Clients flooded TechTrend's support lines, furious. Victor called an emergency board meeting, and I was invited to Zoom in. He was apoplectic, yelling, "Karen, turn it back on, or I'll sue!" I calmly shared my screen, showing the IP clause and Fort Knox's lockout screen blinking, "Access denied." Rachel chimed in, "Pay the fee or lose your software indefinitely." The board was livid, not at me, but at Victor. One director snapped, "You fired the woman who runs our systems." Victor tried to pin it on my sabotage, but I'd covered my tracks. Everything was legal, documented, and above board. The board caved. They agreed to $2.5 million for the transfer, plus $500,000 in severance for my team. Victor was demoted to special projects, aka coffee runs, and the board brought in a new COO who begged me to consult during the transition. I said yes, for a $50,000 fee. I split the severance with my team, ensuring Mike's baby and Priya's mortgage were covered. Fort Knox was handed over, but not before I trained the new IT crew to avoid Victor's outsourcing nonsense. TechTrend's stock recovered, but Victor's career didn't. He's now consulting for a no-name startup. My team and I started a cybersecurity firm, and we're already landing clients who heard about the server room sting. Best part? At a tech conference last month, I ran into Victor. He avoided eye contact, but I toasted him with my wine. "To synergy, Vic." Revenge is sweet, but crashing a company's servers with a smile? That's eternal. TLDR. Boss fired my entire IT department after 18 years, thinking he could outsource us. I owned the proprietary server system, locked out their flagship software, and cost them millions until they paid $3 million and demoted him. Karma's got rude.